Welcome to Knitting Daily, where yarn and fiber takes center stage. Join knitting expert Uni Zhang, crochet ace Kim Worker, spinning and weaving fiberista Liz Gibson, and favorite stitcher Shay Pendray. Get started with the world's most beautiful fibers and yarns. Meet trend-setting designers, improve or learn new skills, knit along with us, and make time for yarn every day.
I'd like to welcome Stephanie Quattrini from Yarnmarket.com. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello, Shay.
And you're newly moved here from New Zealand.
That's right. I've been here for 5 weeks.
Oh, well, welcome.
Thank you.
And tell me a little bit about yourself, living in New Zealand, and was that an inspiration to you?
It was. If you see all the different colour groups here, they're all inspired by New Zealand landscapes. I don't know if you know, but New Zealand is the youngest country on the earth.
No, I didn't know that.
Geologically, and so a lot of things are happening, and they have all these different colours going on, and I used to drive places and get out of my car and see and smell and feel the colour.
So you pulled the colours together for bags and for kits.
That's right.
So tell me about these colours that you have pulled together here.
Okay, well, my idea is to take the stress out of people's lives. So I pick the colours, I put things together, I make sure that I've got lots and lots of textures. And then there are these forms, pre-formed mesh, and what we can do is...
We're going to create a bag,
That's right.
Okay.
I'm going to show you how to create a bag. Some people can't crochet. I've just slipped through this crochet hook along here to cover the top.
You're about 3 mesh from the top, would
That's
that be?
right, yeah.
Okay.
And this is also 3 mesh from the top, but you can see when it's done with a needle, it's much flatter.
Okay. It's not as fluffy. And
that's right. So it could be that people don't know how to use a crochet hook, or it could be that they like that hook. Sorry, they like that look.
Yes.
And you can also cut this mesh down here and push it closer together. And afterwards, if you look at that bag at the end, which is our passionate pink, Get Passionate About Breast Cancer bag, I've pushed that together and made it a smaller size.
Oh, so you can adjust the size.
That's right. You could cut the top off if you wanted to.
Ah, this is a great bag. Now let's go back and tell me about the pieces. How do you attach the pieces?
I sew them on. So first of all, I would have 2 pieces of this facing up like that.
Okay.
And I make about 10 hand-sized pieces. This is just ordinary garter stitch, but because of all these different textures, it looks as though it's really complicated. Yes. So you look as though you're clever. Like yeah. So, for example, I could just do a stitch, a whip stitch, attaching it like that, or I might want to do it like this.
Up and...
Totally different look. And here, I've put a little bit of crochet on it. Some people can't crochet, they can knit the whole bag in garter stitch.
Well, that just sounds like so much fun.
Yes, and you just, like, I could put that piece there.
Yes.
I could put it over here. One thing I do say to people, although they often don't take any notice of me, is to get rid of all these ends as you go along. Otherwise, you're going to have 200 ends at the end to get rid of.
That's a really good idea. Let's talk a little bit about this. This is done on the same concept, correct?
Absolutely the same. You can see here, there are just different yarns done in garter stitch, and because some of them are very fluffy, they look very, very different than this one, which is a nice smooth merino yarn. Right. Can we turn it over and look on the other side?
Please do. Everybody will want to see the other side, of course.
I have done a little bit of crochet on it, but it's not necessary. Here's some free-form crochet, just going any way I want to. This part here, as you can see, it's all garter stitch, but it looks like a complicated piece of work. Yeah. So you can walk around going, oh, it's so complicated, I can't tell you about it. Or you can encourage people by saying it's very easy.
Now, Stephanie, you don't know, but I'm really a purple person, and this bag would fit into my lifestyle greatly. It is just wonderful. Tell me about it.
Okay. I learned to knit when I was 5, and I never knitted after that. And then when I started to learn about freeform, I made this bag, and that's when I started to get the idea, well, if I can do it, you can do it, anybody can do it.
Anybody can do it.
So that was the inspiration.
So the freeform really inspired you more than the actual knitting.
That's right, and also I'm quite untidy, and this hid any untidy bits that I did.
Well, everybody wants to know that, something that will help you. And here is a smaller bag.
That's right, that's done on a loom, and it's very, very simple. Actually, I had an 8-year-old child do that bag, and I didn't help her, I just watched her doing it with the instructions. So she really understood how to do it.
Great. Well, that means that I could do it if an 8-year-old could do it.
I think so.
Okay. And thank you, Stephanie.
Thank you, Shay.
And we'll be right back.
Knitting Daily has been sponsored in part by Yarnmarket.com, a global resource for over 600 yarns plus books, patterns, and other knitting supplies. Yarnmarket.com. Knitting Daily. Make time for yarn every day. The projects and patterns from today's show, plus more ideas and projects, can be found on the web at knittingdailytv.com. This is show 209. Continue knitting daily every day by joining the online Knitting Daily community and receive a free newsletter 5 times a week, filled with step-by-step techniques, inspiring reader-contributed stories, and free patterns. It's about knitting all the time. knittingdaily.com.